Hello again. I am going live again today, reading my book, Waiting for the Morning, A Mother and Daughter's Journey Through Alzheimer's Disease. And I'm hoping to get through with May 1995 today because I go back to work next week and I'm just trying to get it caught up with before then because it's hard to find time sometimes to go live. And because I have a friend that comes on over sometimes. Anyway, uh, so I kind of kept it secret that I'm off this week because I had to get some things done. Okay, here we go. Do you have my reading glasses today? Okay, so we're starting with Saturday, May the 27th, 1995. We didn't have a good beginning to our night last night. My mother was silent at supper and didn't seem to enjoy watching TV afterwards. It seemed she had indigestion, so I gave her something for that. It was so hot in the house and I couldn't get it cooled down. My mother kept saying she was hot, then said she was cold. She said she was hurting all over her head, her stomach, and her toes. She was very swelled again. I got her to bed. We were just there for only an hour. We sat up for an hour, had a cup of tea, and then we went back to bed and slept. Well, the rest of the night, except for one incident around midnight. When I woke up, I found her moving her bedside potty from between our two beds. I asked her what was wrong, and she said, "He's there on that bed," as she pointed to my bed. I told her I'd just been there, sleeping on that bed, and that there was no one else there. Here. Then she got very angry and called me a liar. Even after I turned the light on to show her what I had said was true, it seemed she was still hallucinating, still seeing someone there in my bed. And as I went to the bathroom with her, she insisted on going on the other side of the house. She accused me of being with that old boy and kept saying, "I'm going to tell." I helped her back in the bed and she asked if I would like a blanket over her as well as the sheets. Since it was cooling down, she grabbed the blanket and angrily shook it at me. Then she turned over and fell sound asleep. She woke up a couple more times during the night when she used her bedside potty and then obediently got back in the bed for a more good sound sleep. Sunday, May 28th, 1995. Here we go again. Another holiday when all the family is getting together. And, and the first time since Christmas that my mother's two granddaughters are here at the same time. After looking forward to it all week, this morning she says she's not going to the Memorial Day cookout. But it's only 7 o'clock a.m. There's plenty of time. She thinks she's dying today. I've given her Zantac with her 2 bites of breakfast, and just now I gave her Malanta. We will keep working on it and maybe try again with a little more breakfast or a snack at 9 a.m. Maybe after that she will be feeling better. We had another night that wasn't so good, but yet it was better than sitting up all night. She wanted to get up several times between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., but I encouraged her to stay in bed, thinking we would have a better day today if she did. By 10 p.m., she was really mad at me. When she used the bathroom, I handed her toilet paper as usual, but she didn't use it. When I tried to do it for her, she hit me all over and pushed me away from her, telling me I was a bad old thing and something about how I took over and tore up this house. Sometimes I feel like this is all so beyond my abilities, and I wonder why I'm here trying to take care of her. But I know that I couldn't live with it myself if I didn't give it a try, at least. And yes, I can finish May today because this is Monday, May 29th, 1995. It is 3 a.m. My mother tried to get up an hour ago, but she was good natured and agreeable when I told her it was around midnight. Although she did say, "You always say that." Really, I thought it was around midnight. I think I've been lying there awake most of the time since around 11 p.m. when she got up to use the bathroom. A few minutes ago, she was seeing a man in the bedroom, or rather the small bedroom that adjoins the bedroom. When I turned the light on in the bathroom to show her there was no one there, she said, "You're in danger." I got up with her and she agreed to have a cup of chamomile tea. She told me to watch myself while fixing it, still feeling that there was someone on the other side of the house. It's 3 a.m. now. We've had our cup of tea, and when I took her to the bathroom just now, my mother asked me something about a killer. I told her she just had a bad dream. When she sat back down in her chair, I thought I better ask her a little more about her dream, her hallucination, whatever it was. And it might help if we talked about it, but she was totally non-responsive, except she had a strange grin on her face. Now she was scaring me, so I retreated to the next room to wait it out. As for yesterday, Memorial Day, all went well. She woke up, agreeing to take a bath. She fell asleep again, and I was afraid she would not be agreeable when she woke again. I was right. She was complaining about having to be with people today, so I reminded her that the people were the ones who loved her the most and the ones whom she loved. She was fine all day except for getting tired in the afternoon. It's 8 a.m. now. This morning has been strange, even after daylight. At 4:30 a.m., I got so sleepy and lay down on the couch. By 4:45 a.m., my mother had woke up. I went to the bathroom with her, and then I talked her into going back to bed for an hour. She stayed almost an hour, and when she got up, she seemed fine at first. But then she said she couldn't find hers that had her name on it. I asked her what she was looking for, and she replied that she didn't know. Then again during breakfast, she wanted to know where was hers that had her name on it. Everybody's had their names on them. I just wasn't doing it right, and why wasn't I feeding the others breakfast? She kept talking this way, even though she ate most of her breakfast. Took her pills, and then let me get her dressed, help her get dressed. While I was washing dishes, I noticed she kept staring at me from where we sat in the chair. Once she got up and came to me, asking why didn't Myrtle Lee, my sister, send for her. I assumed she had forgotten about the cookout yesterday and thought it was about to happen today. But trying to explain does no good on days like today. Over and over she asked, why this? Why that? Is this broke? This is broke. That is dead. This is all torn up. Something's not right. She looks to me to fix things, to make them right. There's no convincing her that things are already right, that nothing's torn up, that things are as they should be, especially on days when she's not understanding anything I say or not remembering as soon as I said it. And rereading all this is really making me go back in time and making me also wish I had been more patient, more loving with my mother, because now I understand so much more about Alzheimer's than I did back then. Um, I just, I didn't know. I didn't know. I read books. I went to my Alzheimer's support group meeting, but I still didn't know. And the experiencing it was crazy sometimes. And yet there were good times. And there is a poem I think I'm going to use in my next book, my next children's book, picture book. The poem I think I'm going to read it or use as the text for the children's book. The next one is going to be, I don't even know if I can find it right now, but it may be later on in the year. Anyway, it's Paradise. And I don't know if I could even recite it from heart. With the sound of leaves crunching under our feet, we walked through the yard and sat on a bench. The gentle wind, felt so good against my cheek. Oh, I can't remember the rest of it. But then it ends up with, yes, it wasn't quite paradise, but it as close as it could be on earth. It wasn't quite heaven. Okay, I'm gonna have to find it and read it to you. But anyway, um, but yes, she had Alzheimer's, and yes, life was hard. But we were in heaven, just walking in the yard. I think that'll make a good next children's picture book. I finished yesterday uh, the book about my brother-in-law poet, and this one came out last month. It's Big Sister's Daffodils, about my sister. My sister and my brother-in-law were there for me all through taking care of my mother. They were like right up on the hill, just beyond the fruit orchards. I have a hard time to. I get the word orchard and orchid all mixed up sometimes. I hope that's not a sign about Alzheimer's. Anyway, but sorry for being so silly. Anyway, they were right up the hill, just past the fruit trees in the garden, and they were there for me all during taking care of my mother 31 years ago. And now they have passed on too. And those books, children's picture books, are about them. I have written, the book about my mother was like 25 years ago. And yes, and, but starting last year in July, I started writing children's picture books because things have changed so back home, and my nieces had to sell all the property. Yeah, because none of us are living back there anymore. So back home, books was born, and my children's books. First one was Little Girl Again, with one of my poems about my mother waking up in the middle of the night. We'll cover that part in the book here as I read it through. And also, I'm going to work on, by the end of the year, hopefully, a second edition of this book. And also a second edition of the bibliography that I published the next year after Waiting for the Morning. Okay, I'm gonna clean house today with this one last day off, but I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do that in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna come back now in just a minute, and I'm gonna start talking about publishing, self-publishing, and the way you can do it these days, and illustrations using ChatGPT for illustrating your children's book. And I know there's some people that say it's not good. You should use a real artist. Okay. My reason is I'm getting old and I've got to get it done before I pass away. Both of my brothers passed away at 74. I am turning 71 this year in September. So I got to get it done, So I can't wait for an illustrator. I can't pay an illustrator when the royalties for my books anyway are going to go to the Alzheimer's Association, to Walk in Alzheimer's, which this year in October, my 29th year walking in memory of my mother. Okay, I'm going to be back in just a few minutes and talk about publishing.